stretch and foam roll.
Foam roll! You got a foam roll. It's the most important thing in the world. You want to lose a client foam roll for 17 hours. Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Megan.
We are going to help you pass the 7th edition in 2023. We're at our beautiful La Jolla location. Do you really need the textbook? Not really. You need to focus on the book. We've helped more people pass textbook certifications than anyone out there. Our goal is to get you to pass it if you cannot get a refund. Show Up Fitness CPT will actually help you become qualified. We help you with resume development, get hired anywhere, but you don't give a shit about that. You want to pass the NASM. So we're going to do a 12-minute walk and talk at our La Jolla location. Megan teaches our 2-month internship here. You can get your CPT while you go through that Show Up Fitness. Hands-on learning, we also have that in West Hollywood. Barack and Ivan teach that class. And then we have Santa Monica, which is a gym. Our help for you to pass NASM comes from online. We have weekly classes, and as we expand our company into South America, we now have a Spanish version. So Megan, being the queen of NASM, what are some of the most important? We're going to have 3 topics that we're going to discuss on this walk. What did I do to Megan? Blew out her knee, 3rd time. She should be at FIFA right now, but she blew out her knee, so this is her 3rd ACL. You should know what that means. Anterior, front side. Cruciate in Latin means cross. A ligament connects bone to bone. Tendon is muscle to bone. You're not going to be quizzed much on that. What are we going to be quizzed on, Megan?
You'll see assessments, so that's just a category which will include, the overactive, underactive muscles, a huge part of that. And we go over in the calls knowing how to determine, what makes a muscle, overactive, underactive terminology. So make sure you guys pay attention to that, because they're not going to say overactive or underactive when they're asking you that.
One of the things we'll help you show up, that car back there. You're going to get a little loud sound right here. I'll talk louder. But we position our gyms around Equinoxes. The reason we do that is because the clientele can afford training. Megan is the fastest trainer I've ever met in my career, charging $250 per hour. She did that within 2 years. And so when you have the confidence and competence, both of those things will help you be successful. Too many trainers don't know anatomy, and they're not confident when they go through that sales presentation. So when she pitches to a doctor who has a Lamborghini, my rates are $250, $235 for 100 sessions. They don't even blink an eye. And so the overactive and underactive muscles that we need to know, what are the top 5?
Top 5, overactive, you'll see gastroc, medius.
Hold on. Let me change this up. Bam! Look at that sucker. That's it. And then?
Your adductors,
Good.
Your psoas, or they'll say hip flexors, your lats, and your upper traps.
Good. So what do we do to overactive muscles?
You're going to stretch and foam roll.
Foam roll! You got a foam roll. It's the most important thing in the world. You want to lose a client foam roll for 17 hours. That's all right. Everyone doesn't need a foam roll. There is a purpose. I know. Don't want to get you NASM folk all butthurt. That guy's so mean. No, I want you to be successful. And if you just go through a system, probably not going to be successful. You need to understand the why behind it. And so the underactive ones, what do we got?
So you have your antagonistic muscle of the gastroc, so your anterior tibialis. You'll have your glutes, probably the biggest underactive muscle you'll see on the test.
Why are you laughing at that? Because you almost fell over? All right.
You'll have your TVA, transverse abdominis. You'll have your mid-lower trap / rhomboids. They kind of go together, hand in hand there. And then your deep cervical flexors.
So for the underactive ones, we got to know what we're going to talk about next, which is all the acute variables within the OPT model. So an underactive muscle, and please, I cannot stress this enough, don't diagnose your clients with this terminology. We're pro movement. I don't tell my clients you have upper cross syndrome or you have knee valgus. Let me fix you have imbalances. It's like going to a doctor. You go get an MRI and they tell you, oh, you have degeneration of your discs. Oh shit, everyone has that. You could take 5 people off the street right here, they're gonna have degeneration. Doesn't mean they're gonna be in pain. We shouldn't scare people. We should encourage movement. So don't tell people they have, oh, you have an upper trap that's overactive. What the fuck does that even mean? So stop scaring people with this terminology. Be pro-movement and positive, and you're going to see your book of business will grow so much faster. So we need to know, when it comes to the OPT model, 4-2-1-1. And where do we put that in the OPT model?
Phase 1 stabilization.
So 4, what does that mean?
It's going to be the eccentric portion of the lift.
There we go. So if I've had a weight right here, I'm going away, that's eccentric. Coming back is concentric. When I pause, what is that called?
Give me the 2 seconds for the isometric hold.
Here we go. Now we're going to go to it's tough when you live in La Jolla and you have our gym that's not even a fourth of a mile up the way. This is what we get to look forward to every day. We come down here, we do workouts on the beach. We'll teach you a lot more than just textbook words and stuff like that. We actually help you learn the business stuff as well. So we have the foundation, which is stabilization. Everyone needs to go there for a month. We're unstable. Turn them into a circus animal. And then after a month, you get into phases 2, 3, and 4, which are under the strength paradigm. So phase 2, all you need to know is what?
Phase 2 is supersets.
There we go. So bench press into a push-up, squat into a step-up. After a month of stabilization, and you would then get into phase 2. That's all you need to know. Phase 3, my favorite, muscular development, whatever the hell that means, hypertrophy, which everyone wants to build strength. We're going to be doing straight sets, 0 to 60 seconds. Oh. And then we will be doing 6 to 12 reps, intensity 75 to 85. Did I miss anything?
Tempo.
Tempo, what is it?
2020.
2020. And then we move and graduate into maximal strength. We'll be there for a month. Your main lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench press, 1 to 5 reps, 85 to 100%. So when you see 85, that corresponds with 5 reps. High intensity, you have a force velocity curve, what that means is when the force is high, velocity is low. So 85%, when I push that weight off me for 5 reps, it's going very slow. The velocity is low. When you have something like 30%, I can push a lot faster. I'm still recruiting our type 2 muscle fibers. We have type 1, we have type 2. We're going to focus on stabilizers in phase 1. And as you work on that neuromuscular efficiency and you graduate into strength, then you can progressively overload, increase the load, the weight. So we have 4 to 6 sets, resting 2 to 5 minutes. That it?
2 to 4 minutes.
Yep, 2 to 4 minutes. And then we will get into phase 5. Phase 5 would be doing something like this. A jump, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, a jump into a squat. Pretty good, huh? She liked it. So then you go and do a speed pull into a pull-up. You push a ball into a heavy bench press. There's only 2 phases of the OPT model that will have supersets, phase 5 and then phase 2. Anytime you see something explosive, just put it in phase 5. Anything that's unstable, that's going to be phase 2. So you also need to know where exercises go. We have other videos on this. So a prone iso ab, what the hell is that? It's a plank. It's going to be going phase 1. When you do a crunch, that's going to be phase 2, 3, or 4 because the spine is moving. And they will put that within the OPT model and the exercises. So people will struggle with the progressions and regressions, which I feel is pretty easy. What do you think, Megan?
Yeah, I mean, since we've been doing it, if you've been around it and like working out and like know the anatomy and how everything moves, it makes it a lot simpler. So if you've never seen it before, it's
I'm dying. All right, so yeah, those are things you may have to go through the NASM textbook. If you don't have it, you don't need to read it. We don't encourage you to read it. In our study guide, we say don't read, and then people will respond back, well, I'm confused because you say read. We get a bunch of weirdos who are so obsessed with reading the textbook. I've had people that have spent 6 months studying this bullshit. It's like, no, get through it as fast as you can. So if you're neurotic and you have to read, okay, well then read that chapter. You don't need it. We had a kid go through the CPT and he went to a gym and they only accepted NASM. Remember, if you came to our gym here in La Jolla, here's my NASM cert, can you hire me? No, you need Show Up Fitness cert. That's the leverage you have when you own your own gyms. Certain people will be connected to these associations for who knows what. They like the BOSU balls and shit. So be it. Go get the NASM cert. Pass it in 3 days. So it's just all relative on where you want to go. So the question in 2023 and moving forward shouldn't be what's the best cert. I mean, it's ours, but it should be what does that gym want? Because there's some gyms that just may want an ISSA. F45 likes ISSA. So play the game. When you understand the foundation, that's the last part. Number 3 is we find that a lot of people fail NASM with like a 69. I don't know what it is with you NASM weirdos, but everyone gets a 69. Why are we giving out 69 so much, NASM? What's going on over there, huh? You miss it by 1 point. What if you don't know your planes of motion? What are they, Megan?
Sagittal, frontal, and transverse.
What are the definitions?
So sagittal is going to divide the body into left and right half. So think of like an imaginary line in the middle. Knowing like what actions are going to occur there. So you have flexion and extension. And then frontal is going to divide the body into anterior and posterior half. So like we said earlier, anterior the front, posterior the back. So thinking of anything side to side, abduction, adduction there.
Lateral raises, military press, pull downs.
Yeah. And then last one, transverse. They're not going to ask you about all the actions, just knowing that's rotation there. So dividing the body between superior above halves and then inferior below halves. But if you want to know the 4 actions, you can see for the upper, are going to be horizontal adduction, horizontal abduction. You'll have external rotation and internal rotation.
So they could ask you which of the following exercises is going to be reverse flies, what plane of motion. And you don't know if you miss that or not because they don't tell you. So if you were to put a bicep curl, or a lot of people screw up sagittal and think not going forward, or they think frontal means going forward. So you really need to know the basics. Bicep curl, lunges, squats, deadlifts, all sagittal. If you don't know your agonists, synergists, stabilizers, again, a super, super easy question. You can't miss that. What's the agonist for a push-up? Pec major. What's the synergist? Tricep. What's the antagonist? I'm pushing, so antagonist is opposite, pulling. Let's give you your posterior deltoid. Synergist, stabilizers are always for the upper body. Your sits, what are the sits? If you can't tell me what they are, how do you expect to be training people with Ferraris over here? Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, subscapularis. Those are the stabilizers. And the reason I wanted to end on that, here's our gym, is because Megan had a doctor come in for an assessment 6 months ago, and she did blood pressure. What's hypertension, Megan?
You're gonna have high blood pressure there, so looking at that 140/90.
And she took it on the doc, and it was like 142/80 something. And she said, Doc, I'm not gonna train you. He goes, I swear, my blood pressure's great. I said, all right, well, calm down a little bit. Let's talk about your goals. And she waited 5 minutes, took it again, and it came down to not hypertension. It was like 130/80. And so he respected her because of that. And that's why she was able to sign him up for those premium rates. This isn't about a call about how much you should charge your clients. It's about changing the fitness industry where 90% of trainers who go through some random textbook, they go out there, they go to a gym, and they don't feel confident to train. So the statistics say 90% quit within the first year. In the UK, 18 months. We want to change that. We want you to pursue your career. A year from now, we want you to still be training. Develop the other streams of revenue. 60% should come through stream 1, 30% stream 2, 10% stream 3. And when you focus on those streams, you will have a sustainable career. I hate the stories where this kid's making 15 grand a month. He's crushing it. Cool. How's vacation? I can't take it because if I do, I don't get paid. You're making 12, 13 grand a month, but you're working 60 hours. It could be, some people will say it's a younger person's game. That's what we want to change. We want you to be able to have fun doing what you love, which is helping people. So hopefully you enjoyed this walk and talk at our spot here. You can check out our trainer, Tyler, kicking some ass. Training right now. He's going to do some games with one of his clients. If you have any questions about our online internship to get your Show Up Fitness CPT, we have seminars. We're going to be all throughout the nation and the world in 2023. We're going to international seminars. We're really excited about that. But if you can't make it to the in-person here with Megan in San Diego, Brock and Ivan in Los Angeles, we are online, so you have no excuse for turning your passion into a career. You just got to show up. Have a great day, y'all. Say bye, Megan.
Bye.